Hey Matt. So,
Hey,
how have you been? You been good?
I'm good, Luke. I'm good. How are you doing?
I am so good. To be honest, this episode is, I don't think either of us were really planning to do a joint episode today.
Well, I don't know, but you know what? It's Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday, and normally we will probably do these on Sundays, if that's still cool with you.
hmm Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
but
Obviously, you're going to be busy for a little while now, aren't
holiday,
you? Yeah, yeah.
can't wait.
Can't wait. Sounds good. Sounds good.
So, should we get into these stories? What do we have to say stories, Matt?
Sorry, I don't know. You introduce them. Let's go.
Alright, fine. So the Pixel 4 XL's glass back is peeling off some users. Twitter says attackers have targeted 130 accounts in Wednesday's breach. We'll have the lowdown on what exactly happened over that day. And Samsung has announced a new budget phone with a 4,000 milliamp hour battery and an Infinity V display. This is the Dynamic Digital World. My name is Luke, and Matt
My
is
name's
with us
Matt.
today.
My name's Matt.
Great job there, Matt.
No, no,
um,
it's the sun with my brain. I'm half asleep. So that's Luke.
um,
Let's get started. Pinch
let's
this
get
tape.
started. Okay, so let's start with Pixel 4 XL, and I
Mm,
will draw a comparison to something else, but this is worrying.
isn't it?
Yeah,
It's a concerning story, isn't it? Really? Yeah.
last back panel is peeling off for several users.
I don't think it's just for several. If it was several users, probably wouldn't have made the news. Many users. It sounds
Yeah,
that sounds like a massive problem with one of their phones, doesn't it?
it
It's really
yeah.
concerning.
Now there's rumor that it could be due to battery swelling. We don't know exactly what it is, but that is kind of a consensus that's been drawn so far.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. And I'll tell you what, it was battery swelling, which is interesting because these little, what are they, lithium batteries, aren't they? Are they
Lithium ion,
lithium?
yeah,
Yeah,
lithium ion.
lithium ion batteries. So the fact that they're lithium ion batteries, they're pretty compact. If they're swelling, what this tells me is either they're overheating, and if they're swelling, it's getting dangerous, potentially to the point of combustion. I would have
Explosion.
thought.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
absolutely.
actually, though, this seems to be a lot safer than combustion. So, according to a Reddit user who claims to be a general manager of a U-Break iFix store, apparently
Yeah.
an authorized Google repair partner. Now, he's not, a substantial user, but apparently it's due to battery connectors being brittle and breaking apart during normal use. So, this is not, it's not necessarily guaranteed that it will cause an explosion, but I'm going to draw a comparison here. Matt, do you remember 3 to 4 years ago
Go on.
with Samsung and their Galaxy Note series with a Note 7?
I remember the Note 7. I remember many things from 3 or 4 years ago. Was there? Go on, tell
Do you
me.
remember what happened with a Note 7 with it exploding?
No, no. That may have overshadowed. That may have passed me by. I
No
can't
way.
recall.
No, that was massive.
All right. Okay. Well, explosions tend to be. Right. What happened?
Don't even say that. That's even funny. No,
No, okay.
basically,
Sorry.
the Note 7
Apologies to
had.
anyone that may have affected as well. Yeah. Go on. So Note
Yeah.
7.
The Note 7 it had the biggest battery ever seen in a phone. It had the biggest battery ever seen in a phone. It was probably one of the best Note devices in terms of actual features that Samsung had
Mm-hmm.
put out. And it probably it would have remained that way until probably
Yeah.
the Note 9 if it
Yeah.
hadn't fire hazarded, basically, and exploded. Um, but basically, some issues to do with the battery caused it to explode in people's hands when they were just talking on the phone. Some people it really damaged people's ears, actually. Like, it really
Ouch.
damaged some people. So it's really bad. Now, this issue, we're not sure if it's an actual problem or is the actual issue for battery
Mm.
swelling. It could also just be fabrication defects or the failure of the adhesive used to secure the back panel. So this battery swelling is not a guaranteed issue. And the fact that, as far as I'm aware, there haven't been any explosions reported does seem to suggest that it might not be purely battery swelling. As I think we would probably at some point see someone who just ignored it and it eventually the battery swelled a lot and caused an explosion. I think we would see that at some point.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, there is one user who's had to replace the device 4 times in the last 10 months due to a glass back peeling issue. So it's not infrequent. That's 4 times for one user.
Which is that's quite something, isn't it? That's 4 times. That person's just severely unlucky, or what it suggests is the fact that there's a massive problem with it, isn't it? Because
yeah,
and it's something which needs to be addressed. Because I mean, if it is battery swelling, like you say, I mean, the poor unfortunate people who were using those Samsung 7s that exploded. I do vaguely remember the story, and I do recall it. And they pulled them from the shelf, didn't I? If I recall.
Yeah, completely.
But,
they were completely pulled. Then they thought they fixed it. Then they pulled it again.
Yeah, and they done a complete recall of it, if I'm right. But I mean, Google in this instance should be looking at this because it's potentially it's a radiation problem, isn't it? If it's the battery, there's a radiation problem. If there's a radiation leak, because all phones give radiation, there's radio waves coming from it, so there's radiation coming out of it. But this is a problem. If it's causing battery swelling, potentially.
I don't know about radiation issue. That's not normally caused by radiation. That's just caused by bad connections with the battery to connectors.
But if it's heating and if this thing's peeling off, I wonder if it is because it's too, like you said, it's a heating problem. Yep, with the problem. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm aware that normally when people use their phones a lot, they've always got them in their hands in this modern age. Yeah, texting, messaging, going on various multimedia groups and all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely.
Twitter, Facebook, oh my gosh, realms of Instagram, and I'm sure of TikTok. Loads, isn't there, right? And for those that I missed, well, I apologize. There are more out there,
And loads.
It's infinite almost, yeah. But people have always got their phones in their hands, or if they're not on these things, potentially they're playing games, or maybe they're making telephone calls, or who knows, recording podcasts, whatever they might be up to. No, the fact is, what I'm thinking here is, if it's getting hot on people, when some people that I know, specifically kids as well, they play the game until it's gone, or use their device until it's run out. Then they plug it into the wall and are still playing it whilst it's charging, which to me is a massive no-no, because that's just dangerous anyway, right? Because then the device does get really hot because you're not allowing it time to cool down to recharge properly. You're just applying more weight, more pressure, more stress onto that battery. But to me, it's a serious. It sounds like it's not fit for purpose. It sounds like Google should be doing a massive product recall on this.
I don't know.
They're potentially endangering lives. I don't know.
See, the problem is though, there's not been. See, the issue so far, like you're saying, they're potentially endangering lives, but the problem is, so far the only issue is that the glass back is peeling off, and Google hasn't officially acknowledged the issue, nor does it have an official replacement program.
Wow. Okay.
But that might be because it's not as widespread as this article makes it sound. We don't know if it's as widespread. Don't forget, things do spread very quickly. Yeah, we have to remember that. These things do spread very quickly, whether it's 5 users or 15 users, an issue like this will spread quickly. So it could be, say, 15 in every 100, I don't know, 100 or 200 users. Yeah. If there are that many Pixel users out there, then it could be that. Yeah. In that case, it's a very small percentage, a very small sample. But the fact is, this hasn't so far endangered anyone's life. Yes, the glass back is peeling off, but that in itself isn't that bad. Isn't like I know it's. I'm not gonna say it's not that bad, but it's more of a kind of. It's not a safety hazard if the glass back is peeling. Like people can get glass backs replaced, or if the whole phone does need to be replaced, send it into Google and just say, "Listen, the glass back of my phone is peeling off for no reason that I can tell." And hopefully Google understands and replaces it. Google, for a lot of users, had apparently just said, yeah, no, don't worry, send it in and we'll replace it. Some haven't been as lucky. I think it depends on who you get. But product experts on Google support forum do advise users to contact Pixel support. So I think they are aware of the issue and are investigating it, but they're
So,
not really confirming anything because they don't know what it is.
I suppose if you don't know what anything is, then you can't confirm it. But what you could at least do is say it has been brought to our attention that there is a problem, and in essence that you have, that would be nice, wouldn't it? But I suppose obviously their statement at the moment is we don't know what's going on. We're investigating a situation that has been brought to our attention, and until we know any further information, stay tuned. And I suppose that's the one. And like you say, if they've not offered a withdrawal, recall of all those products off the shelf, if they're not putting out replacements, and like you say, it depends upon the media hype and spin on this. Then I suppose the other thing is, if people do have problems, then they can take them back to the telephones, to the companies that they've been getting them from. I've taken these phones are going from anywhere between £30 to £50 on a contract, right? So it's people are spending money on these, and if you're buying the standalone phones, I tend to buy the standalone phone and then chip it as I see fit. It's you're looking at £650 for that particular model, aren't you? So it's not a cheap thing to have go wrong, is it really?
No, and the problem is though, it comes with a Pixel 4 having a relatively small battery as well. So if its battery is failing, then that's more of a surprise because it's a smaller battery. Now,
Right.
one thing though that I do want to touch on is that Google's Motion Sense. Matt, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but the Pixel 4 actually has radar technology.
That's pretty awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, so you
Brilliant.
can swipe over it, but it doesn't work 100%, but it means you don't actually have to touch your phone as much.
Okay, that's really good. I
Yeah,
like
so,
that.
like, say you've got mucky hands or something, it's a bit hit or miss. It's not like it'll work every time 100%, but it's the first iteration of the product.
Yeah. Well, let's put it this way: people got mucky hands. There's a solution for that. Wash your hands. Yeah. Saves you getting streaked on your glass
No,
as
but
well.
you could be like, I don't know, just doing something. You could be doing something and you can't really wash your hands at that minute. Like it is handy anyway if you just want to or say you're in bed and your alarm's going off. Say
No,
you've got
exactly. No, that's a nice tool. I mean, forget about being a. I mean, if you're cooking and you're looking to see what your next ingredient is because you're following Jamie Oliver's vegan recipe to make some kind of a beetroot pie or something, or you're a mechanic and you're currently in the middle of doing an oil filter change, or you're trying to learn how to do an oil filter change, and you want to see what YouTube is saying, and this is what you do next. You need to, you know, I
yeah,
suppose because when you've got mucky hands whilst you're cooking or whilst you're, doing car stuff, then you can turn around and use that swipe set. That's a really nice feature, providing it
it's a
works.
good feature which they're actually I think we might be removing on the next Pixel device. Yeah, it's a nice
Uh-huh.
feature, but it hasn't worked out perfectly. So Google,
Yeah,
they might develop it more in house,
yeah.
but as far as we can tell, it's not going to be in their next phone unless they've managed a way to put it under the screen. That
I
would be
suppose.
awesome.
I mean, it sounds a bit like almost Harry Potter Wizarding World, isn't it? How to use my
Not
phone without.
really.
Okay.
It's just a bit of a radar. It's a bit of a radar field around the phone that just kind of can detect some hand swipes.
Which is good. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
cool though. Yeah. Uh,
Okay.
I think that's everything for the Pixel story, don't you?
That's the picture story, isn't it? It's obviously users beware if you got any problems.
Yeah.
Take it back to the place where you got it from. You take it back to your
See what they
phone
can do.
provider. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
email in or message us and let us know what your issues with this Pixel for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, my email will always be able to be contacted in the description. I try and remember to put it in there every time. I don't always remember. I still need to make a template actually for my descriptions, but you know what? That's a whole different issue. Anyway, I will
There
keep you
you go.
updated on that story. There won't be any episodes for the next week or so because holiday. I'm taking a break from podcasting, but I will keep an eye on the issue and I will update you when I'm back on what's happened on it in the first episode if there is any news. That is a thing that you can get from me, definitely.
I mean, that sounds pretty positive. What's the next story? What you got for us, Luke? What's the next?
Twitter says attackers targeted 130 accounts in Wednesday's breach. Matt, are you aware of this breach?
I'm aware of the breach. I'm aware of it, and this they've hacked some pretty highbrow people, haven't they?
They're pretty high profile people.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. They've not just hacked, my personal account or
my
your personal
account,
account. I see, or John Smith or
Elon
John
Musk,
Brown around the corner.
Bill Gates,
They,
Warren Buffett,
oh,
Barack Obama, Joe Biden.
yes, there's big names there, right?
Those are some pretty massive names. Joe Biden's a presumptive Democratic candidate for the 2020 election. Elon Musk, head of Tesla, Barack Obama, previous American president.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett. I actually don't know who Warren Buffett is. That's the only name I don't recognize.
No, okay, but one presumes that
Matt, do you
he's.
know who he is?
I have no idea who he is. No, my apologies. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Warren. Don't know who you are just yet. Not made it into the realms of my media or my news. Um, I'll research you after this. Yeah, that's my shortcomings. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Do like the name Warren though. Nice name. But yes, it's one of the X Men is called Warren, by the way. It's the Avenging Angel. Anyway, we're not talking
Okay.
about X Men. We're
Yeah.
talking about Bitcoin attack. The thing is, they've used these people because if you I don't know about you, Lee, but if you receive something, if I receive an email or a Twitter message or whatever it might be
It's a
from Bill
different
Gates,
though. This
you
wasn't.
reckon?
Yeah, this was just in their normal Twitter feed. It looked like a legitimate post. It looked like a just legitimate normal post being put out.
Right,
Like no
right.
one would realize it was a hack until it was announced. Yeah, no, this is a hack. Don't click it.
I
Like
because I just random I don't like many people. I hit the story and I just read the story. But I've got to admit, and I will say this, and people, my name's Matt. Come speak to me. If it says Bitcoin, I tend to go, nah, and I just go away from it because Bitcoin. I get so many emails saying, Matt, you've received 750 million Bitcoins. I'm like, that's great. Uh, I don't want them. I don't want them. And I get a lot of emails saying this. So if I see any story related to Bitcoin, but I know there's a lot of people out there who, for this is an important thing, right?
so, what it is, Matt. I think you're being sent spam emails. Basically, I think those are all spam. Yeah,
Yeah, this is bad.
those are all
Absolutely.
spam phishing. Yeah,
Yeah.
not by anyone who's actually directly associated with Bitcoin. Do you know how cryptocurrencies work? I just wondered.
Yeah, I'm vaguely aware. It's not something that I tend to use. I tend to stay clear, but it's something which is in my realms of. But tell us, yeah.
So basically, cryptocurrency works very, very differently to your traditional currencies. So your traditional currencies are stored in a normal bank, like I don't know, NatWest or Santander, or what's one from the US? Do you know any from the US? I think Goldman Sachs. That's what partnered with Apple.
Who knows? I have no idea.
Yeah,
Central
those some
Bank of
accounts
New
I
York
know of.
City. Who knows? Yeah.
Basically, unlike that, there's a central record of transactions, but there's no one place that Bitcoin is stored. Like it doesn't have a physical presence. There's no physical presence. It's just stored online in a data vault, and it's basically impossible for someone to just take your money and bring it into their account. It's almost impossible. The amount of ledgers they would have to change every single ledger on the blockchain that exists. So if someone to deal with your cryptocurrency, it would take them a very long time, and before they did it, they would be caught. It's much more secure than someone doing bank fraud. Like it's a lot harder than bank fraud.
It's a lot harder. So really,
Traditional
what you're
bank fraud.
saying is cryptocurrency is it's safer, right?
In a way, it's a lot safer, yeah.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
the problem is,
And
and
what would you use cryptocurrency for? I mean, it's been out for a while, hasn't it? So what would you use it
what do
for?
you use cash for? What do you use cash for? I'm serious.
Um, what do I use cash
Or
for?
normal money. What do you use your normal money for?
At the moment, to buy anti-bac. Yeah.
Where
But
can you even
normally,
buy that? I don't know anywhere you can buy that, but okay. So okay,
what,
but
what do I use it for? I use it to buy shopping, to buy food, to buy clothes, to buy just general everyday stuff.
welcome to crypto. A
Is that
kind of
cryptocurrency?
yeah, crypto's quite. It's not tied to a specific country's economy. It's not tied to anything specific. It's not tied to anything. So, say the British economy plummets,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
your Bitcoin won't plummet because of that.
So it's not US
And
dollar, it's not
it's not
British
US dollar,
sterling,
it's completely
it's
separate to all of that.
not the
Bitcoin, though,
euro.
like, so there is an exchange rate that exists for it. Yeah, there is an exchange rate.
Okay.
But currently, one Bitcoin is like, I can't remember how much is one Bitcoin. Let me search it. I'll search it. But yeah, it's completely separate, and it can be stored in some banks now. Some banks are starting to support blockchain and cryptocurrency, especially. Have you heard of fintech banks or challenger banks, Dad?
No, not heard of these. No, no, that's
Okay,
again
so
not viewed. Yep.
those are other banks like that work purely online. So they're banks that don't really have a physical store.
Yep.
Okay, so one Bitcoin is
Uh-huh.
currently equal to
Yep.
£7,285. One Bitcoin.
One Bitcoin is the equivalent of 700. Say that
Seven
again.
seven thousand £7,285. If you brought Bitcoin when it was a much lower price, you
Right.
now have 7 grand in your bank, and you know what? Go buy yourself a couple iMacs, or buy yourself go buy yourself a couple iMacs or a MacBook. Buy yourself a brand new phone. Buy yourself
Wait,
7 new
wait.
phones.
That's
That
just
is, yeah.
that's outstanding. So what is the low? That's outstanding. I just so what is the lowest? So that's one Bitcoin. What is the lowest currency in Bitcoin
What do you mean?
terminology? So is it just Bitcoin? So there's no sort of like because normally you get $1.64, or you get £1.51, or you get 1 shilling 8 pence. Yeah. What is the
Bitcoin
difference?
works in all the same ways as traditional money. It's just not tied to a specific currency. So if
Because
you
no,
want
yeah.
1.7,
So if one Bitcoin is worth 700 million pounds or whatever it was that you just said, right? Okay, and you turn around and you go off and you buy your latest MacBook, okay, or iPad. So potentially that's not £700,000, is it? That's you're still looking for change back. So how
yeah.
does that
So
work?
so the way it works actually, and this is something that's more recent and actually only happening more recently,
Right,
the paying with Bitcoin thing. So companies like Coinbase, they now have a wallet, and it
right.
basically allows you to. So your exchange rates, instead of being tied to British pound to US dollar, yeah, you're tied from Bitcoin to US dollar, which is actually much better for you. So if I go for one Bitcoin in US dollars,
Yep,
United States dollar, that's worth $9,000.
$9,000. There
Yeah, you
you go.
there?
Yeah, I'm here. I've passed out. I think at the ludicrousness of Bitcoin, because when I see anything, and I am aware because I've received emails and I've seen people talking about it online, but you can't exactly go online and go to Amazon or go shopping through Wish or go shopping through whatever you want to go shopping. You can't go spending your Bitcoins there, can you? You can't go on eBay and purchase in Bitcoin.
Actually, well, you can't no, you purchase it through an exchange. So you purchase it through an online exchange like Coinbase, I think it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
That's one I know of. And with Coinbase, again, it has you pay the conversion rate as if you were doing in a physical, or as if you were doing for your US dollar from British pound to US dollar, and
Hmm.
then they get deposited in your Bitcoin in your cryptocurrency wallet. So the difference though between a crypto wallet and a kind of a traditional bank wallet is that crypto wallets can store multiple cryptocurrencies. So you could have one wallet that stores Bitcoin, Ethereum, and multiple other currencies, and then it can convert all of that, kind of combine it all into one, and then just
Okay.
plop it into a currency. So it can change all of your Bitcoin, Ethereum, and others into just one balance for British pounds. And then with that, you can pay, and you can pay in stores. You can pay, it just works like a normal store.
Nice.
So Coinbase has a service. I'm going to search it now. We're getting a bit off track here, but this is a bit more.
That's good, isn't it?
Want to know.
What's important? It's educational as well. Do you know? It's like on one hand we've got a Twitter hack which that happened. On the other hand, we got something which maybe is knowledgeable, isn't it? This could be something going forward. Yeah, like you say, those who got on board earlier, they've got a nice exchange rate. They've made nice investments. Those who come on board later,
yeah. So Coinbase, or is it Coinbase Card? I can't remember which one it is now. I think it might be Coinbase Card. Yeah, Coinbase Card. Here we go. So Coinbase Card.
Right.
So this is the one that then connects to your crypto wallet. So you have your wallet separately, and then the card is your traditional Visa debit card. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like a Visa debit card. So, and you just spend it on. It makes crypto spendable as money in your bank. So it's just powered by your Coinbase account balance. So this only works with Coinbase, but in a way that makes it just effortless, really. So you can pay with contactless, pay with your PIN number, or withdraw cash from any ATM. You can choose which crypto to pay with through the app. It takes a few seconds to switch between the multiple different types. And you keep it on the safe side. World-class security is standard. Two-step verification, instant card freeze, and plenty more to keep the card secure, as you would expect.
That's pretty awesome. That's good. Yeah, and that's what you want, isn't it? Because if you're doing anything online, you want to know that it's secure. You want to know it's safe. You want to know that you're protected. Yeah. So that's really important. Same as all these other things that you can get: Google Pay, Apple Pay, PayPal. You want to know that they're all secure, don't you? You're not going to be hacked.
Yeah, this is very similar actually to what I was talking about earlier with challenger banks. So this is a crypto bank. Challenger banks deal with normal money.
Yeah.
So deal with your normal money, your pounds, your dollars, but they're online only without branches. So they're kind of a mid place between crypto and traditional. They're kind of that middle ground. Some also have support for crypto balances. So that can be just included in your thing. But Coinbase can be crypto wallet specifically.
Strange, isn't it? It's like the whole face of currency is currently changing. We're watching a world which is growing up technologically, aren't we? We're seeing technological advancements coming along in leaps and bounds, stuff happening. And it's like the currency on a worldwide basis is almost coming under, a singular monetary union. It's very different in how this obviously, a money that doesn't have a nationality, or a base. It's very different, and I suppose going forward that might be something because it might save you losing money on exchange rates if you're going overseas on holidays. It's very different, isn't it?
It could do in theory. Yeah.
But then in some cases, the Great British Pound is good in some ways because you normally get more for your pound, when you're going overseas.
Sometimes.
So that's always nice from a British point of view, but not nice for other people exchanging the other way around. Yeah.
Okay,
well, that's talking, isn't it? So people have been hacked, and
Oops. Let's go on to the actual hack. I was going to move on to Samsung, but let's talk about a bit more about the hack.
Yeah, because we've not talked about that, have we? You've just given me an educative lesson on Bitcoin, which thank you. But the hack, I mean, obviously that's a cyber issue. We were talking about this last Sunday, weren't we? But this again is another instance where people have hacked into accounts.
Yeah, it seems to be happening quite often now. I think one is really safe. I'm literally opening my window now. Sorry, it's absolutely boiling in Britain.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. So Twitter have addressed this. So long story short on what we have covered so far, basically multiple very public figures were accessed. We don't know whether DMs were accessed, but it was done using internal tools. So it was done using internal tools, which is kind of incredible.
That's quite that's got my ears listening. That's that's quite something, isn't it? That
Yeah, was
whoever
it an inside job or was it just someone who managed to hack into Twitter?
it's an intelligent hacker, isn't it? Is what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
mean, hackers aren't daft in the first instance. Let's just put that out there. They're intelligent people in the first instance. But what ways to go hacking? Why not? Why not turn around and invent something instead? But yeah. Sorry.
yeah, so basically, this is Twitter's official statement. Start quote: "We are continuing to assess whether non-public data related to these accounts was compromised, and will provide updates if we determine that occurred." End quote. Now, users can reset their passwords again, but exporting your Twitter data is disabled. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So everything's been put on hold whilst they sift through it. Yeah. To see if there's.
So you can still post. Yeah, like Twitter does still function. You can still post some stuff, but you're kind of done for a while. You're kind of done with like getting your data from Twitter. You can now reset your password again, which is good for anyone who was hacked.
Anyone who was hacked, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I had a message this morning from the Dalai Lama, but he was talking about an incident that happened over in India. He certainly wasn't giving me Bitcoin. It's that's shocking, though, isn't it? That's shocking. That's a complete breach of privacy, isn't it? And
Yeah. I hope nothing too bad was accessed. I don't believe Twitter would have any reason to have payment info, so I'm assuming not to be worried about that. I've never seen payment info being used on Twitter.
Not to my knowledge, but who knows? It's to be honest, I rarely use it. I use it for certain news streams and news feeds, and that's what I look at. And if I'm more honest, I tend to use it more for tennis. So yeah, and keeping up with the news in relation to current affairs.
Yeah. But this is a serious breach, and again, I will keep you updated when I get back if anything else has happened. Also, quickly before we go on to our last story, I am away for all of next week, so there will be no new episodes until Saturday. And yeah, I know.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know.
Hey.
I don't know. But,
do you know what? If I was confident, I'd say hand over the reins. But do you know what? You get back to lots of mail from people saying, "Why did you let this person loose on your airwaves? Luke, come back." So, yeah.
I want to give people a week to catch up on episodes as well. I release an episode a day. Not everyone can keep up with that kind of schedule. Matt, you actually had to wrap it. You decided that you were going to binge every single episode until you caught up. So
I kind of did. I was listening to it in my car, and I sort of, I had the phone hooked up to the radio, and you was coming out in stereo sound, and that was really good. And I was able to hear everything that was going on, most of the things that are going on in the tech world and cyber world. It was a nice way to catch up. But I'm thinking, you go off, you have a beautiful holiday. Yeah, but when you wake up, you see what's going on in the world, and you do a quick 10-minute story, and just do that. Don't ditch public. Don't leave your public. Don't leave us hanging, thinking, "Oh my gosh, yeah, he's off surfing and avoiding sharks on his surfboard." It's this is the one. Yeah,
I will do. Okay. You know what? I was going to take the entire week off. But now you said that, I don't have an option, do I? Matt, I don't have an option now you said that. Why would you do?
You can always say no. You don't have to accept it. You can say, "Do you know what? Actually, I'm on a week's holiday. Let's leave it at." And what I could do is I could do maybe one every other day. Yeah.
That's one thing. You don't have my credentials.
Or a quick 10-minute breakfast, right? Or a 10-minute episode whilst eating your breakfast. So whilst you got your, European or
you'll have a 10-minute episode every evening. 10-minute episode every evening. Because there's a OnePlus event coming up. I might skip the Xbox event. It pains me to say it. It does. But there's going to be a lot of news on that day.
Luke, I think I just heard people switching off.
Fine. You know what? The Xbox event will get some coverage. I'll do a list of the games announced. I'll do a list of everything that happened. But when I get back, I will do a whole half-hour episode on each of these events if there's enough news to do it. Yeah. Okay. You will get 10 minutes, but it will just be headlines. It will literally be headlines and about 1 minute of talking about it. Okay. It will not be a long episode at all.
Okay. Brilliant.
Also, that was already my plan anyway. That was already my plan.
Yeah.
I was saying, oh, I'm not going to be able to do any episodes. I'm going to come swinging out with an episode tomorrow. You stopped me from doing that, Matt.
Now we just
I
decide
should
to
have
have
told you
it.
when we were on the phone before this
Now we
episode.
just,
That's annoying. That's
now
annoying.
we just
Oh, well.
Up to you. Go off, have a beautiful, put your feet up, enjoy the week. What's the next one? Is it something about a Samsung gadget? Is that
The
what you
new
told us?
Samsung phone. Just if you're in
Yeah,
India, this might interest you.
they've got
I don't know
massive
if you've got
following
any
up
Indian
there.
listeners, but hey, if you're there, you know what? This one's for you. So
Yeah, and
Samsung,
actually, just a moment, because and spare a thought for some people in India, because there have been big floods recently in India. So, to any people who've got
oh
friends or
wow,
family there who've been caught up in that flood, our thoughts go out with you,
I
and
thought
we
to hear
hope if
you.
you've got relatives over there, or if you are over there, we hope you're safe. So yeah, hope things are okay. Yeah, so hope things rectify themselves as soon as possible. I'm sure emergency services are working as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
But that's that. Let's look at Samsung, because
Let's go
Samsung,
on
they've got
Samsung phone.
yeah,
So
yeah, the M
this
series,
is
is that right?
yeah, the M series. I'm not sure. I think this is exclusive to India. It's
Right.
definitely aimed at people in India, primarily aimed at people
Yeah.
in India. So it costs 9,999 in Indian money. I'm sorry, I don't know the actual currency. Matt, do you know what the actual
Rupees.
currency is called?
I want to say rupees, but I'm going to get it wrong. So
I'm not sure.
I'm going to. Yeah, I
Um,
did see it. It's somewhere in the article. I did read it. It was in the article, and it said it in there.
the only thing I
Yeah.
have is ours. It doesn't have the actual currency. Let me search it quickly. Really sorry to everyone in India. I'm gonna get this right though.
We're talking about rupees then. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, rupee, Indian rupees. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
No,
Okay, so that's
9,999 Indian rupees. That's equivalent to 133 US dollars for comparison.
okay, which is about 80 odd pounds, 90 pounds.
Uh,
That's
Let me search it. But basically,
yeah.
the
Which is about
MO1M,
price for a
the
phone, isn't it?
MO1 and the M11 are the newest phones,
Yeah.
and they basically they have 3 gigabytes of RAM and a Helio P22 processor. Sorry, I'm trying to search and read the article at the same time. Supreme multitasking
Let me
right
go
here.
on with that one, because I read it as a Hello P22 processor. Maybe it's Helio. Because I was like, well, who's that? But it is actually made by MediaTek. It's an octa-core processor, which isn't
Yeah,
bad. It's a really decent processor.
yeah.
3 gigabytes, 3 gigs of RAM. That's most
On phone,
but
that's
three.
fine. You'll
That's
be
the
fine with that
average,
on
isn't it?
phone.
Yeah. Yeah, but when you take a look at these processors, they're not bad. They're not as good, obviously, as the equivalent Snapdragons. But then again, Snapdragon, right?
Yeah,
It's
it's
one of the
pretty
better.
damn snappy, isn't it? I'm sorry, I don't know why I did that. I never normally do with puns. That was so bad, I just couldn't resist. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry, I just couldn't
Wow.
resist. But for the regular though, Snapdragons are pretty good.
Yeah, they are. But do you know what? It's not a bad process, which means it's going to keep things running and fairly smooth. And
Yeah,
do you know? I think you've got most opticals out there, and like you said, this one is made by MediaTek. They make good processors. Yep. So
it's an optical,
yeah,
which is definitely good.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Now
So
I do have the equivalent of British money. It's
yeah,
105
okay.
quid. It's only
Oh,
105.
105.
No, the
Okay.
exchange rates have drastically changed since Brexit. Yeah,
No,
no,
they have changed, but still, that's a good price, and
yeah, it's
that's
a good price. It's a very good phone price.
because I suppose, because what we're looking at is it's not high user phone. It's not one of these. It's an entry level
Entry
phone,
level.
isn't it? It's an entry moving to intermediate level phone, isn't it? So it's your let's get started on a smartphone. Try the Mo1 or the Mo1 or the M11. It's they're nice, smooth intro levels, aren't they?
Yeah. Now it's a 12 nanometer chipset. Again, that doesn't really mean much, but just it is less powerful than the. Okay, so it's actually less powerful than the Snapdragon 439 processor that's inside the Galaxy M01. So it is actually a step down from the last version, I believe.
It is. They've gone backwards for some
Yeah, it's
reason.
a little
Either
bit
it's not.
step down. I think that's just due to price costing, though.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and that
Um,
could be cutting costs in order to turn around and make a more
yeah.
affordable phone to actually get the products out there. So that's
That
probably
actually
exactly
looks
where that's at.
decent, though. Have you seen the image of this? That's the thing about Samsung. They really do go out all out on design. So it has a 6.2-inch HD display. So you're not getting AMOLED or anything, but HD plus display. And it
Yeah, so
features
that's
the
pretty
Samsung
nice.
Infinity V camera cutout, so it's a small notch, and there's also a small
Yeah,
thin bezel. So it has an 81.8% of decent screen to body ratio.
which makes it a
Very
bit more
good
seamless, doesn't it? It means you're looking at you're getting more screen
in
for
your
your
hand.
phone, don't you? And to me that's nice. I mean, I'm going to be honest. These bezels do my head in.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I can't
and,
wait for my next phone. I'm upgrading in August or September, actually.
yeah. And
Yeah.
notches aren't much over. So you got bezels, you got notches. It's
No,
like
I'm gonna
wow.
have a hole punch. I got the hole punch.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's a hole punch phone. It's the A51 or the A71, one or the other. Mid range, very mid range tier, but decent
Yes.
quality, decent capability.
You know, you can't go wrong with those. They're good, solid phones. They're big
Although,
phones as well.
although I do have to say, I
Overall.
am considering changing because of an event coming up next week. The OnePlus Nord. I
Yeah,
have spoken
yeah.
about it. I might go to that over my Samsung. I might go to that over my Samsung. Currently, I'm still
OnePlus,
deciding.
OnePlus has always been very customer focused, haven't they? They've
They're
always been
amazing.
very good, very solid performances, good phones. There was one which unfortunately let everyone down. I think that was a couple of years ago. Was that 2, 3 years ago that one of their phones didn't
I don't
really?
actually remember that, to be honest.
Might even be 5 years ago that they were looking for people to help develop it, and I
They're a
think it
very new
let.
company. They're still only on their eighth kind of section of phones, but it's their eighth generation phone this year. So they're
Yeah,
very
that's
new
what
in comparison to Samsung's, and they're older than Google, but they're newer than most of the other companies that are doing it.
Yeah,
The
and
only
actually,
ones that compare.
let's put another name out there, which unfortunately is off the market, which is Quarry, which obviously they were out there. They started as providers, badged their own phone, and they were good, and they came on leaps and bounds, didn't they, in those first few years, and now they've been taken off the market for various
Well,
reasons.
no, they do have a bit more evidence now for those security flaws. So there is reasoning for it.
So, I've heard it. With Samsung, because it's one of the big players in the market. It's one of the biggest players in the
Oh
market,
no, they
isn't it?
are
It's like
the
Apple.
biggest player. They are the biggest smartphone seller in the world currently.
Yeah, absolutely stripping everyone nuts and bolts, leaps and bounds.
Yeah,
They're right there. Yeah, and this is another reason why, because they market for specific.
everyone,
Yes,
everyone.
it's
They
not.
release. I don't know how many phones they release a year. Honestly, they release more smartphones in a year than probably
Do you know?
a lot of other companies combined.
It's shocking, isn't it? It is shocking. It's how many different phone ranges can a singular company have? The
So
answer, as many as they
what do
want.
they have?
Yeah,
They have the S series, the Note series, the Fold series now, the foldable series.
yeah,
Um,
which is really, yeah,
those are amazing. I want to get my hands on one, but way up there in
yeah.
price. The foldables, those will come down fairly soon. I think they're coming down in price as time goes on.
You need to contact them and point them to us and say, "Listen, send me one of your phones so I can do a product review." I think that's where it needs to go. Yeah,
I would love to, but
yeah,
I'm nowhere near that stage yet. I wish. I wish.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so where are
So the
we?
foldable phone,
S series,
yeah,
Note series, A series, M series. Is that all
yeah.
that they have?
No, they've got more, but you know what? It's a very hot day, and it's, those beautiful blue skies and little fluffy clouds
Yeah.
around my brain. So, it's like you say, they've got quite a vast range out there, something for almost everybody. And if you can't find a phone along that range, then are you sure you actually want a phone? That's the one, isn't it, really? Or maybe it's you're not looking for an Android, maybe you actually want the other
Maybe it was an
organization, maybe you
iPhone
want.
somehow.
maybe an iPhone, which is why I understand you secretly. You're calling for an iPhone. I
No,
know most
no,
people that
not quite, not quite. I need a few more features.
I know most people that have gone across to iPhones. They've got frustrated with them and they wanted to go back. But once you've gone that way, it's tough going backwards.
Yeah,
It's hard. The iPhone gives many different features, and you're either in one camp or the other camp. But yeah,
yeah, you can't
yeah.
really swap between them, can you? From what I know.
Which is one. I understand with this Samsung MO though, this series, there's apparently there's no fast charging available on it because there's no USB-C
Yeah, that is a
port.
thing. There's no USB-C.
They've
It's
completely gone backwards on many things on this phone, haven't they? And I suppose that's all to cut corners and to make a more
it
maybe
is
even make it cheaper.
it is
Yeah,
a budget phone. Like I'm talking budget phone. It's a very budget
yeah,
phone. You're not looking for the high end features if you go for this. You're not looking for that kind of thing if you go for this. So
no,
I actually
no.
have one more series of phones. It's the Galaxy Z series. I didn't notice it. Oh, that might be the Z Flip. Hang on.
Oh, the Z series, yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
the
Z
Z
series,
series
is
is
it?
the Z Flip. The Z series is their
Yeah,
flipping and folding phones. Yes. Okay. Right.
yeah.
Sorry. Excuse me. I wasn't sure. I didn't realize they'd given it
When
Z series name now. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, business is sad because it's almost back to the days of the Motorola and obviously a different company, but with their Razor flips and all that sort of stuff, which is
Motorola did
where,
actually release a Razr foldable, but it flopped. It flopped.
oh yeah,
The
I
screen
saw that
moved.
when it came out. Yeah, I did see it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's tough, and that's one of the biggest original mobile phone companies is Motorola. So
Yeah.
it's shocking. Yeah,
Razr
yeah.
was the phone to have back in that day, wasn't it? From what I hear.
Do you know what? Before then, they're the ones who turned on and provided technology between space and Earth during those first early pioneering flights out into outer space and putting man on the moon. It was Motorola beyond the technology.
Wow.
To my knowledge, I stand to be corrected, but to my knowledge, it was Motorola who was there dealing with that.
That's
Yeah,
incredible. Yeah.
yeah. I'll probably get a call from AT&T saying we were in the background as well. But, yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that everything?
That I
Yeah,
think
it
that's
is.
everything. Yeah.
Wow, that's brought us some time. Luke, that's 50 minutes just disappeared
Wow.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's shocking. It's shocking how time can fly when we talk about
Yeah.
yeah.
It's incredible. I do want to make a quick mention about the YouTube channel quickly.
Go for it.
Uploading video. Matt, did you actually manage to get that link working?
No, not,
What did
not
the
you didn't
the
send me
link
the
not
link.
take you? Did I send you the link or not?
No, you didn't send me the link.
Oh,
Luke.
I never
You
sent
didn't send
you
me
a
the link,
link.
Luke. You didn't send me the link, Luke. Yeah.
Oh
I'm not
God.
I'm patient. I'm waiting for it. You know, I think figure you're busy. You'll get round to it when you
Uh,
will.
I
Best
got
okay if you want to forget
distracted. I
me.
got
It's not a
distracted.
problem.
Sorry.
You know, I've
I'll
got
send you a
birthday
link
coming
after
up
the
soon as
episode, all
well.
right?
You know, just,
Yeah, no, just a small announcement. I won't be video uploads from are currently stalled. I will be uploading videos to it again, but
right.
currently, basically, the uploading process that I do, I can kind of upload it and edit it all in one application currently. I need to swap applications to make it a lot easier from the one I'm currently using.
Okay.
So yeah, it should work better once I swap applications and sort out some more stuff on my computer. But until then, yeah, basically just don't be expecting amazing performance. Don't be expecting it until like a week after I get back or so. Because I need to
Speaking of
edit the
which,
current backlog and get them ready to go.
that's nice. Speaking of which, you have a beautiful holiday, Luke.
Yeah.
You do enjoy.
This has
Yeah,
been Done Out
yeah.
Digital World. My name's Luke.
My name's Matt.
Hey, there you go, you got it. And
guys, keep safe. Yeah.
yeah. And I'll see you in tomorrow's 10-minute episode. It'll probably end up
I'm
being
looking forward
longer.
to it.
I'll probably just end up doing a full episode now. I know me, I'll end up doing a full episode.
You know, I feel really bad. I've jeopardized your holiday.
Yeah,
Have a
you
beautiful
got me
one.
completely into that, and we can't re-record this episode now.
There it is. There it is. It's out there. It's Ed. Luke, much love. Have a beautiful holiday. I'll speak to you later. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.